In the midst of Houston's busy city life, Alex Thompson's days are filled with the hustle and bustle of work and the warmth of family like many others in the workforce. As an advertising agency veteran, Alex is known for his creative thinking and attention to detail. His life seems perfect with a loving wife, Lauren, and a job he loves. Alex and Lauren's marriage is built on mutual respect and deep love. Together, they have created a loving family, and Lauren's job at the bank is equally stable. Recently, however, Alex has begun to notice some subtle changes. Lauren seems to be more committed to her work, often working late at night, and not as attentive to Alex as she used to be. Alex's boss, Greg Wilson, is a controversial figure in the workplace. Greg is demanding of his employees, sometimes to the point of contempt. His management style is disconcerting to Alex, but Alex chooses to put up with it for the sake of his livelihood and career advancement. Greg's often high-pressure and threatening approach to pushing projects forward puts a strain on the entire team. One night, Alex prepares dinner at home and waits for Lauren to come home. The ticking of the clock and the aroma of stew in the kitchen intertwine, but Lauren doesn't return on time. Alex tries to reach her by phone, but only gets a voicemail message saying that she'll be working late on an important project. Feelings of unease begin to well up in Alex's mind, but he quickly puts them behind him, telling himself that Lauren is just hard at work. Meanwhile, tensions are rising within the agency as Greg openly criticizes Alex's proposal during a meeting, leaving Alex both embarrassed and angry. Nevertheless, Alex maintains a professional demeanor and tries his best to keep his job stable under the high-pressure environment. However, when Alex finally hears Lauren unlocking the door with her key late at night, he forgets about his workplace discomforts for a while. But that uneasy feeling comes back to him when he sees the tiredness on Lauren's face and the evasive look in her eyes. Lauren hastily explains that she is very busy and has an urgent work assignment to attend to. Despite the doubts in Alex's mind, he chooses to believe his wife. That night, while Lauren drifted off to sleep beside him, Alex tossed and turned, unable to sleep. His thoughts were torn between the pressures of his job and his worries about his marriage. He begins to wonder if he really knows the woman with whom he has spent countless days and nights. And Greg's arrogant attitude at the office challenges him like never before. The next day, Alex arrived at work with a heavy heart, ready to face another day of challenges. He knows that he needs to find a way to cope with the coming storm, both in the workplace and in his family life. And it's a storm that could change the course of his life forever. As time passes, Alex begins to notice a marked change in Lauren's behavioral patterns as she begins to talk more about work, but always seems to blink at Alex's inquiries. She began to talk more about work, but always seemed to blink at Alex's inquiries, and Lauren's work ethic seemed to ignite overnight. As she began to work more often, even making excuses to travel to the office on the weekends, Alex tries to convince himself that it's just Lauren's passion for her work, but a deep-seated unease persists. One night, as Lauren rushes out of the house for another so-called emergency meeting, Alex finds a movie theater ticket stub in her briefcase, dated the night she claimed to be working late. This discovery exploded in Alex's mind like a heavy bomb. He began to think back to Lauren's recent behavior. Every night she worked late, every moment she avoided his gaze, and the vague answers. Alex's mind was filled with doubt, and he didn't know how to deal with the situation, much less with Lauren. The next day, Alex was distracted at work. His thoughts kept returning to the ticket stub. He tries to concentrate on his work, but the cloud of doubt in his mind makes it difficult to focus. During his lunch break, Alex decides to go to Lauren's bank, hoping to get some explanation from her. However, when he arrives at the bank, he sees her talking and laughing with a coworker, the relaxed atmosphere contrasting with her tense and busy image at home. Instead of stepping forward to question him, Alex left in silence. He realized that there had been a rift in trust between them, and that the rift might be deeper than he thought. He decides not to mention the ticket stub to Lauren for the time being, and instead begins to pay more attention to her behavior in hopes of finding more answers. At night, when Lauren again announces that she's working late, Alex decides to take action. He began searching the internet for signs of marital infidelity, trying to find some clues. He even considers installing surveillance software, but the idea is quickly dismissed by his own morals. Alex knows that he needs hard evidence before he can confront Lauren and resolve the issues between them. However, as the investigation deepens, Alex discovers more disturbing evidence. Lauren's credit card statements show up with purchases he didn't know about, and she begins to change her cell phone password frequently. Each clue seems to point to a truth that Alex doesn't want to face. Eventually, late one night, Alex discovers text messages exchanged between Lauren and Greg on her cell phone. The flirty remarks and texts arranging secret meetings shattered Alex's trust in Lauren like a hammer blow. His heart struggles with the pain and he doesn't know what to do, but he knows that their marriage has come to a crossroads. Alex Thompson's heart is filled with complex emotions. His love for his wife, Lauren, and loyalty to his family is eroded by deep doubt and pain. Whenever he recalls those movie theater ticket stubs and the nights Lauren worked overtime, his heart aches like a pinprick. He knows that if he doesn't find out the truth, his suspicions will slowly destroy their marriage like poison. However, the revelation of the truth might be even more painful, but Alex thought at least that would end the torment of uncertainty. On a quiet and lonely Sunday morning, Alex stood at the coffee table, Lauren's forgotten cell phone clutched in his hand, his fingers hovering over the installation icon for the surveillance software. His mind was filled with guilt, but also with a desperate need to know the truth. He promised himself that as soon as he found out Lauren had been unfaithful, he would stop this invasion of privacy and face the truth. As time passes, Alex begins to monitor Lauren's communications. At first, everything seems normal, which gives him a glimmer of hope that maybe he's just being paranoid. However, his hopes are quickly dashed as he notices Lauren's frequent calls and text exchanges with an unfamiliar number. The intimacy of these exchanges is exceptionally obvious, and each word feels like it's indelibly etched into Alex's heart. Using his technical knowledge and the advanced features of the software, Alex begins to listen in on Lauren and Greg's calls. Each call feels like a heavy tap on his heart, revealing the depth and duration of their illicit relationship. Lauren and Greg's conversations are filled with sweet nothings and visions of a future that Lauren once told Alex, but which have now turned into promises to another man. Late one night, Alex sits in his study and plays back a conversation between Lauren and Greg, in which Lauren says to Greg on the phone, "I think about you every day, even when I'm with Alex." The words cut into Alex's heart like a sharp knife, while Greg reassured her with promises of a future just for the two of them in the near future, and Alex felt more alone and betrayed than she had ever felt before. Alex discovers that Lauren and Greg's relationship is much deeper than he thought. Not only are they emotionally involved, but they have also betrayed Alex physically. Their phone calls reveal that they have seen each other in secret many times, and have even planned a weekend elopement. Lauren describes her dissatisfaction with Alex and her disappointment in the marriage to Greg on the phone, who is her solace and hope. Alex realizes that Lauren's betrayal wasn't just a casual slip, but a long, planned affair. This causes him to feel a deep sense of despair, but a surge of determination also rises in his heart. He knew that he had to take action and expose it, not only for himself, but for a clear end to their marriage. Over the next few days, Alex began secretly keeping records of all his recorded calls and text messages. He knew that this evidence would be key in his divorce case. At the same time, he began seeking legal counseling to prepare for the upcoming legal battle. Although his heart was bleeding, Alex knew that only truth and justice would bring him ultimate relief. Alex Thompson's heart is heavy with shock and disappointment at Lauren's betrayal. But he understands that now is not the time to indulge in emotional ups and downs. He knows that it will be difficult to shake Greg Wilson's hegemony within the company on his own, a boss who seems to have the power to overshadow the world. Therefore, Alex is determined that he needs to find a strong ally to work together against this conspiracy. After much deliberation, he turns his attention to Emily Parker, not only a trusted colleague, but also the granddaughter of one of the company's founders, who understands the inner workings of the company. What's more, Emily has always expressed her strong dissatisfaction with Greg's sexual harassment behavior, and she has a similar sense of justice as Alex. In order to win Emily's support, Alex planned an elaborate meeting. He chose a breezy afternoon and invited Emily to a relaxing cafe where they could let their guard down and talk freely. In the dim light, Alex carefully presented the evidence he had gathered, including text messages and recorded conversations between Lauren and Greg, which Emily listened to with a look of anger and resentment. "I've known for a long time that Greg is no slouch," Emily said indignantly. "He's always had inappropriate behavior towards the female employees of the company, behavior that should have been exposed a long time ago. I've been waiting for an opportunity, but I needed strong evidence to back me up. Now it looks like I've finally found a partner to fight alongside." Hearing Emily say so, Alex felt a slight comfort and realized that he was not alone. Emily's joining the team certainly brought him new hope and strength. Thus, they began to discuss in detail how to further collect more powerful evidence to expose Greg's inappropriate behavior in the workplace, including sexual harassment of other employees. Utilizing Emily's position and resources, they successfully obtained key email exchanges and surveillance footage within the company, all of which pointed to Greg's crimes. At the same time, they secretly contacted a number of witnesses and victims to record their testimonies to ensure the integrity and authenticity of the evidence. To ensure the success of their action, Alex and Emily also consulted a reputable attorney in the field of labor law to learn in detail about the legal provisions governing sexual harassment and wrongful termination. The attorney assured them that if it could be adequately proven that Greg's behavior had caused substantial damage to the company, they could not only seek justice for the victims, but also potentially force the company to make the necessary internal changes. After gathering enough evidence, Alex and Emily began to carefully plan their counteraction. They decided to submit all the evidence to their lawyers at the right time and officially started the legal process to file a lawsuit against Greg and Lauren. This action is not only to expose their crimes, but also to protect the rights of the company and the victims. In the process, Alex demonstrated excellent strategy and planning skills. He not only succeeded in finding a powerful ally, but also orchestrated an effective counterattack. In the face of Lauren's betrayal and Greg's suppression, he did not choose to give in or run away, but bravely stood up and defended his dignity and rights with the weapons of law and justice. This struggle is of great significance to him, not only about his personal honor and disgrace, but also the battle between good and evil. With Emily's firm support, he believes that he will be able to win this fight. In the corner of a quiet Houston cafe, Alex Thompson and Emily Parker nervously await the arrival of their attorney, Jameson Mitchell, an experienced employment law attorney specializing in sexual harassment and workplace injustice cases. Alex and Emily have gathered enough evidence. Now it's time to take legal action. When Jameson arrives, they quickly get down to business. Alex shows call logs, screenshots of text messages, and several audio recordings obtained by surveillance software that are hard evidence of Lauren's inappropriate relationship with Greg. Emily provides some internal company email exchanges that hint at similar inappropriate behavior by Greg toward other female employees. Jameson listened carefully to their statements and scrutinized every piece of evidence. His expression ranged from seriousness to shock to anger. He told Alex and Emily that the evidence was sufficient to support them in filing a lawsuit and that the odds were in their favor. He explains that under Texas law, sexual harassment is a serious offense and the victim is entitled to compensation. Under Jameson's guidance, Alex and Emily decided to launch a class action lawsuit on behalf of all employees who had been sexually harassed by Greg. They knew it would be a tough road, but they were willing to face any challenge for the sake of justice and fairness. Jameson prepared a detailed litigation plan for them, including how to file pleadings with the court, how to gather more testimony from the victims, and how to present evidence effectively in court. He also warned them that Greg and his team of lawyers may resort to various tactics to threaten and intimidate them, but that they must remain strong. Over the next few weeks, Alex and Emily began the grueling process of preparing for the lawsuit. They reached out to former coworkers and encouraged them to come forward and share their stories. They also worked with Jameson, practicing their statements in court over and over again to make sure every detail was impeccable. At the same time, they face pressure and threats from Greg, who tries to get them to back down through a variety of tactics, including causing trouble for Alex at work and even trying to bribe Emily. But Alex and Emily don't give in, knowing that the only way they can expose the truth and get Greg punished is to stick it out. As the preparation for the lawsuit progresses, the relationship between Alex and Emily grows stronger. They have been through the hardships and challenges of this fight together, and their trust and respect for each other has grown. They know that no matter what the outcome, they will be an integral part of each other's lives. Eventually, accompanied by Jameson, Alex and Emily walk into the courtroom and begin their battle for justice against Greg. They believe that as long as they have the evidence in hand and the law on their side, they will be able to win this fight and bring justice and redemption to all the victims. As opening day approaches, Alex Thompson and Emily Parker stand on the steps of the courtroom in front of a crowd of eager reporters and the public following the case. Greg Wilson's defense team has long since begun their battle for public opinion, attempting to question Alex and Emily's motives and evidence through the media. Inside the courtroom, there is tension in the air as Alex and Emily sit at the plaintiff's table next to their attorney, Jameson Mitchell. Across from them is Greg's team of lawyers, who face the battle with sharp eyes and provocative stances. The defense attorneys begin their cross-examination with pointed and aggressive questions, trying to undermine Alex and Emily's credibility in court. They question the legitimacy of the evidence and make unwarranted speculations about Alex's personal life, trying to find any weaknesses they can exploit. However, Alex and Emily were not deterred. Under Jameson's guidance, they prepared thorough responses, giving firm and reasoned answers to every question. Emily explained in detail how she had gathered key evidence within the company, including records of Greg's inappropriate behavior toward other female employees. Alex, on the other hand, presented the records he had of communications between Lauren and Greg, which were presented in the courtroom, were presented point by point in court. In court, Alex and Emily remained calm and focused, and their testimony was firm and strong. Despite the intense cross-examination by the defense team, they never lost their confidence. Their sincerity and determination gradually won the respect of the jury, and even some of the reporters present began to change their attitude and sympathize with them. As the proceedings progress, the situation in the courtroom begins to turn in Alex and Emily's favor. The defense team fails to provide effective rebuttal evidence, and Greg's arrogant and contradictory answers during cross-examination further undermine their position. After a series of tense hearings, the atmosphere inside and outside the courtroom reached a boiling point. Alex Thompson and Emily Parker's case attracted a lot of media attention, and the public showed unprecedented interest in this class action lawsuit for sexual harassment in the workplace. Greg Wilson's defense team went on the offensive, attempting to derail the plaintiff's case by questioning their credibility and motives. However, Alex and Emily were well prepared as they rebutted each of the defense's arguments one by one. With the assistance of attorney Jameson Mitchell, they presented evidence of Greg's misconduct in the workplace, including eyewitness testimony and a number of key documentation records. The turning point in the case came at a crucial hearing when Alex took the witness stand and remained calm and firm in the face of intense cross-examination by Greg's defense attorneys. At the right moment, Alex reveals the most powerful evidence in their possession: a video of Greg's indiscretions in the office, secretly recorded by Emily. The contents of the tape shocked the court, showing Greg's sexual harassment of the company's female employees, behavior that went far beyond what had been previously alleged. The release of the videotape causes an immediate public outcry, and the winds in the courtroom begin to blow decidedly in Alex and Emily's favor. The defense team tries to challenge the authenticity of the video, but their efforts pale in comparison to Jameson's forceful defense, and Emily testifies on the stand about her motivation for recording the video: to protect the company's female employees from Greg's aggression. As the court case progresses, Greg's defense team begins to look frazzled, and their defense strategy falls apart. The jury and the judge show clear displeasure with Greg's behavior, and the atmosphere in the courtroom becomes more and more favorable to Alex and Emily. With the court's final judgment, Greg Wilson's career and personal reputation suffered a devastating blow. Not only did he have to pay a large sum in damages, but he lost his position at the advertising agency, a place where he had been a powerhouse. Greg's defeat caused an uproar in the industry, serving as a cautionary tale of sexual harassment and misconduct in the workplace. Alex Thompson won the battle, but the personal challenges he faces are just beginning. His marriage to Lauren Davis had come to an end due to betrayal, and they officially signed divorce papers. Although the divorce caused Alex emotional pain and challenges, he also felt a sense of relief that he was finally able to redeem himself from the relationship. Within the company, Alex's status has been unexpectedly elevated. His persistence and courage earned him the respect of his co-workers, and he was given more responsibility and a leadership role. Alex was determined to use this opportunity to drive a change in the company's culture and ensure a safer and more respectful work environment. On a personal level, Alex began to focus on self-growth and professional development. He attended workshops and seminars to enhance his leadership and communication skills. He also took up fitness and outdoor activities, which not only helped him stay healthy, but also provided him with an outlet to release stress and reflect on his life. Meanwhile, Alex and Emily Parker's relationship continues to deepen. Their shared challenges and triumphs have strengthened their bond, and Emily plays an important role in Alex's life, not only as a colleague and friend, but also as a source of emotional support. Over time, Alex began to explore new career opportunities and consider the possibility of starting his own business. Together, he and Emily discussed the idea of opening an advertising agency where they hope to build a company culture based on respect, fairness, and innovation. Eventually, Alex and Emily decide to join forces and start a new adventure. Utilizing a lawsuit settlement as startup capital, they co-founded a new advertising agency. Their company quickly gained market recognition for its innovative marketing strategies and positive corporate culture. In the months following his court victory and divorce, Alex Thompson settled into his new life. He devoted more of his energy to the advertising agency he co-founded with Emily Parker. The agency was not only the fruit of their professional partnership, but also became the starting point for their shared dream. Alex began attending various webinars and industry conferences to continually expand his expertise and horizons. He worked with Emily, and their creativity and enthusiasm attracted a group of talented professionals, and the company gradually rose to prominence in the advertising world. Over time, Alex and Emily's relationship transcended the boundaries of workmates as they began to explore a deeper emotional connection. Their shared values and vision for the future strengthened their relationship, and Alex found himself finding an understanding and support in Emily that he hadn't found in previous relationships. In the process, Alex also begins to bond with Emily's family, especially her wise Aunt Jane, who is not only the elder of the family, but also a seasoned life coach. Alex realizes that Jane has been a covert help in their legal battle, and that her insight and advice have been instrumental in their victory. Jane sympathizes with Alex's past and encourages him to move on. She shares a lot of wisdom with Alex about forgiveness and personal growth, helping him to heal his inner wounds. Alex begins to learn to let go of his resentment towards Lauren and focus on his own happiness and future. Under Jane's influence, Alex also begins to repair his relationship with his own family, especially with his father. He realizes the importance of family and the value of family support during difficult times. His relationship with his father is repaired, and they begin to spend more time together, sharing life's joys and challenges. As his personal growth deepened, Alex felt self-actualization and fulfillment like never before. He became involved in community service, using his experiences to inspire others and help those who were going through similar struggles. After a grueling legal battle and dramatic changes in their personal lives, Alex Thompson and Emily Parker enter a new phase in their lives. Their relationship is strengthened by their shared challenges, and the two finally decide to join hands in marriage. Married in a cozy and intimate ceremony surrounded by their closest family and friends, Alex and Emily saw hope and promise for the future in each other's eyes. Their marriage is not only a union of love, but also a union of two like-minded souls. With the passage of time, their advertising agency flourished under the joint efforts of the two. They have earned the trust and praise of their clients for their innovative ideas and professional services. The success of the company not only brought financial stability to Alex and Emily, but also provided them with a platform to realize their personal dreams. In this new life, Alex and Emily welcome their first child, a spunky little boy. Soon after, they add a little girl to their family, bringing even more joy and busyness to the household. Alex rediscovers the joy of life in the laughter of children, and he gradually heals the wounds of the past in the company of Emily and the children. Emily's Aunt Jane, the woman who quietly offered help in their struggles, became the children's godmother. Her wisdom and caring nature had a positive impact on Alex and Emily's family life. Jane often shared her life lessons and advice with the family to help them navigate life's challenges. Alex and Emily are also active in their community, and their company often sponsors local charitable events to help those in need. Their story has inspired many, and they have become a positive role model in their community.